Okay guys, Mind Games is launching another collection of fragrances. They're dropping 10 fragrances at once in a collection called Soulmate, and I get to tell you about them today on the channel from this discovery set that was sent to me by the House of Mind Games. So I'm going to let you know all about these fragrances. They're launching in September, where you can buy them from the Mind Games website. And for the first time, I've got a 10% off discount code for you that you can use to buy your Mind Games fragrances. So find out all about Mind Games' new Soulmate collection coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is Sebastian. Yes, today we're talking about the latest collection of fragrances, Soulmate collection from Mind Games. They launched fragrances last year, and this is their second year, so they're launching new ones. And you can go back and watch my videos from the past to find out about Mind Games fragrances. I've featured some of their fragrances in various videos, and I've got my favorites as well, where you can find out more about them. But let me go ahead and show you this wonderful, beautiful discovery set. It is on Mind Games website. This is not on the So Avant-Garde website. If you want the discovery set, you can go to the Mind Games website and buy it from there. Look at that. Looks like a chessboard. Checkers? Chess? I don't play, so... But this is a inspiration from chess, and the fragrances have been pretty much in demand, and you guys have been asking for a discount code. As I said, there is a discount code. If you want to take advantage of the 10% off discount code, it's Sebastian10. You can use that on the current collection, and then you can use it on this collection in September as well. So there's 10 fragrances: Sans VOIR, Ruy Lopez, or Ruy Lopez, or I think it's Ruy Lopez, The Forward, Gambit, Queening, SISSA, VIERI, French Defense, LIONORA, on PRISE. So those are the 10 different fragrances. Let me show you the discovery set and the fragrances and how they come. Kind of similar to the last one, whereas the last kit was this way. This is pretty square. I think it's a much more compact, easy to maneuver discovery set, and you can see it right here. It's pretty luxurious, I should say. They've done a great job with this. Let's see if I can get this to focus on the fragrances itself. But I'm going to go ahead and basically take the fragrances out and smell them for you on camera. So the first one, we've got Sans VOIR, but did you also notice that there's the black and then also the white? So they're broken down into two different collections within the collection. But this is the Soulmate collection, and I was going to use my own strips, but it seems like it comes with its own blotters, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and open up their blotters and spray them on there and let you know about them as well. Here are the blotters. They've got their own name on it, as you can see right there. So the first fragrance we're going to talk about is Sans VOIR. First impressions of this one, here it is. I don't know if you can see the name down there. These atomizers are quite nice. The fragrances are like that, and they sit in here. Nice, compact little atomizers. If you buy this discovery set, you can always take the ones you like along with you and come back to it. And you can also play chess with these. I guess you could. Again, I'm not an expert chess player, but those of you that are, this is a great collection for that. So Sans VOIR has notes of rose and Palo Santo. Oh, so this is a very juicy rose. It seems watery as well. It's kind of like the rose in Les Sables Roses from Louis Vuitton. It's got that kind of watery marine thing. And it's contrasted with the woodiness of the Palo Santo. Smooth and creamy. But this rose seems also fresh and young. And it also seems a bit green. So this could be for someone that wants something fresh, not necessarily uber jammy and things like that. So this is nice. It's not my favorite so far. It's quite woody, and it also has a bit of that marine layer throughout it as well, which is kind of not my favorite. But those of you that like a fresh, woody rose, I think that's going to satisfy. So the next one is Ruy Lopez. I think that's how you say it. I don't think you're going to be able to see the name on here. There we go. So this one features notes of Davana and Plum. I really like those two notes. Davana seems to be kind of licoricey, a bit boozy green, and then plums are fruity, of course, and I like the combination, so let's see how this is. The atomizers are really, really nice. I really like these atomizers quite a bit. So this one, Davana and Plum, very green and fruity. There's definitely a kind of a vibe of like green forest, but not necessarily pine or something. Lightly Christmassy, but fruity at the same time. So it's got this kind of greenness, which I like in Davana note. It has a kind of an anise, licorice kind of a vibe, and also kind of a pine thing at the same time. But the Plum is giving it a kind of a juicy fruitiness. So far, Ruy Lopez next to Sans Voir is the one that I like. And we've got several more to go through. So the next one is the Forward. This is it right here. So are you guys fans of mind games? I know a lot of you have been asking me for discount codes because when we do the promotions at So Avant-Garde, these fragrances, or the original launch, this is the Soulmate collection, but the original launch were not on there, but now you've got 10% off. So what I'm smelling here with the Forward, I quite like. This stuff smells really good. It is the Forward, right? Because I'm not smelling what I'm supposed to smell. It's supposed to smell like pomelo and salt, but what is that sweetness that I'm smelling in there? This is really, really good. This one I'm going to spray. This is the Forward with pomelo and salt. I really like the idea of like grapefruit, yuzu, pomelo, and it really, you know, blends really nicely with not only salt but also vetiver. In this case, it's salt. This is really good. Very fresh and very bright. And not necessarily marine, but that saltiness is there. Wow. I really like this, the Forward. And this one actually doesn't seem very complex. It's more simplistic to me. And so I really like that one. I think that's going to be a crowd pleaser. So any of you that like fragrances like wood sage and sea salt and things like that with salt are really going to like that one. And I think this will have a great sexy trail. It's a bit minimalistic, but juicy, citrusy, and salty at the same time. That's really good. That's the Forward. And the next one is Gambit right here. So Gambit features notes of Petitgrain and Patchouli, and when I saw the notes for this, I thought, okay, I really enjoy Patchouli. In fact, it's my favorite note, and I love Petitgrain with its bitter, earthy, green woodiness, and the citrusiness, of course. So I think this one's going to be great, but I haven't smelled it yet, so we shall see how it is. So far, the winner for me is the Forward. I would wear that over and over again. This one is not as exciting as the last one. I mean, I like it, but there's something really sexy about the Forward against versus this one, I should say, not against. I mean, this is good. It's definitely very earthy and also very green, but man, I love the Forward. That is really good. Now, I didn't get that from the notes, but with the Forward, I feel like there's something creamy and sweet under there against the salt and the pomelo. That's really, actually, really kind of winning me over. But this one, I like it. I think this is my third favorite. Unfortunately, it would be the Forward, and it would be Ruy Lopez, then Gambit, then Sans Voir. But it's not a bad fragrance. Some of you might like this one. Definitely the idea of Petitgrain. I wanted more of that zing bitterness from Petitgrain, and it's not there, but it's more for the earthy patchouli in that one for me. The next one is Queening, this one right here. Sadly, I'm not focusing with this very much. But Queening is Orris and vanilla, and you gotta love these two notes together. A powdery vanilla fragrance, for sure. Oh, I could smell this one already. Yeah. This is good. Still, the Forward is my favorite. This would be my second favorite. I don't know what it is about the Forward that I really fell for. Kind of go back to this again probably later. I might say Queening is my favorite. But the Forward is so good. So good. But Queening is definitely kind of a vegetal, powdery, also creamy iris or orris in this case, along with the powdery vanilla. It's not necessarily uber sweet to me, at least not on the strip. It might sweeten up on skin, although I can see it. It is sweetening up on the strip itself. And I feel like there's the idea of a butterscotchiness here, which I kind of like in vanilla fragrances when they go into a kind of a caramel butterscotch direction. So this is quite nice. I think this one definitely will be a winner with some. It seems to be a bit subdued. It's not a big, like a heavy fragrance. But then again, when I sample fragrances from, spraying on strips and not on myself, it doesn't really react how it would normally react when I'm wearing it. So I might come back and say this one's better. And then, of course, this one's bigger. This one's more subdued and things like that. But for me, queening seems a bit subdued when I'm smelling it off strip. It might be different when I wear it. And once again, I think the Forward is the winner so far. And even though it's not anything groundbreaking, the way it's blended together with the notes, I really like that. Really, I think it's a great crowd-pleasing fragrance, I think, so far. But the next fragrance is called SISSA. It's this one right here. SISSA is sesame and labdanum. Those are the notes credited for this one. And I think sesame seeds are kind of becoming very popular, don't you guys think? Let's see how it is. Let me know what your favorite Mind Games fragrances are so far. Put a comment down to let me know. And what do you think sounds best to you so far with the fragrances I've spoken about here in today's video? Yeah, labdanum is definitely... I could smell the labdanum in this so strong, actually. Labdanum has this kind of balsamic, smoky, ambery... It's basically to create the amber accord. And I can smell its smokiness. Sometimes it could smell a bit like paint solution and things like that, but more of a gourmand take on paint solution. And I can see that. And I love labdanum in fragrances. It's from the rock rose, and that's what they use to create this kind of sticky paste. And in this one, I feel like the labdanum is pretty dominant here. It's got its smoky qualities, some balsamic qualities, and for sure it's ambery. But there is that light nuttiness in there with the sesame, which adds a creamy kind of nutty layer to the fragrance as well. So this one actually definitely will have to be worn on skin to really see the sesame come alive. Because for me, my experience with sesame fragrances is it needs skin. It doesn't really come out on strips. It doesn't jump out. Sesame is a very subtle note, and you need to, put it on for it to kind of come out with its unique characteristics. But I like this SISSA. So far, so good, and as I said, with these fragrances. And the next fragrance is called VIERI. This one right here. So VIERI is Citron and Musk. This one sounds like it's pleasant. It would be a great summery fragrance. Citron is kind of like a tart lemon, kind of a citrus fruit. And then musk, of course, I really enjoy musk in fragrances. Yeah, this is the most simplistic fragrance in the collection so far. Even though the Forward seems like it's going to be simplistic, it's a bit more complex, and I like that creamy layer. This one to me is more just citrus and a very clean laundry-like musk. I think this will satisfy in the summertime. Very fresh and refreshing qualities, and definitely clean, soft muskiness there, and reminding me of laundry. So this is pleasant. And then we've got French Defense, this one right here. So French Defense has notes of black cherry and amber. Let's see how this is. Black cherry or cherries are really popular as of late. Oh, I can smell the cherries on this one, definitely. Oh yeah. Now this cherry is good. It's dark, black cherry. And it's also liqueured, so it's got a liquor booziness. And for sure, it's ambery. There's tartness in there somewhere as well. And a bit of like candy. I'm getting candy with this for sure. There definitely has this kind of a cherry candy. Also maybe a little bit of cherry cola. Recently I was at the movies and I decided to drink some Coke, and I never do. And I had cherry Coke, and this kind of reminds me of it because it's kind of a fun... guilty pleasure once in a while to have Coca-Cola. I don't usually drink it, but I was addicted to it for a while. So this does have a bit of a cherry Coke kind of a vibe with amber. So French Defense, those of you that are into cherry fragrances might really enjoy this one. I personally am kind of getting bored of cherry fragrances, honestly. But some of you might like it. But this is LIONORA, next one. This is the 9th fragrance. And LIONORA sounds like it's feminine. It's passion fruit and freesia. At first smell, I didn't really like this, but as it develops, I like it because I really love the smell of Freesias on their own, and I like the smell of passion fruit. And this is a really nice, fresh, fruity floral for a woman that likes these kind of fragrances. Also, there's a bit of a reminder of something I've smelled as a child back in the Middle East. So there's this weird scent memory that comes up with this one. I don't know what it is, but it was that first initial blast, not as it's developing. But I think it's just a fun, fresh, playful, kind of young, spirited kind of a fragrance. So that's Leonora. And then the last fragrance we have is En Prise. I think that's how you say it, En Prise. So let's see. This features notes of saffron and vetiver. So saffron is an aromatic spice, creates a leather accord in fragrances. And then we've got vetiver, which can go smoky, kind of damp, woody, earthy, grassy. Oh, I like this one too. There are some vetiver fragrances out there that I'm enjoying. This one definitely also needs skin, I think. But I think the whole entire collection will probably smell a little more. The forward is amazing. I really love the way that smells. I'm shocked how great it is, and I'm not the biggest fan of salt in fragrances, but that smells great. What I like about it is that creamy undertone. It almost seems like a nondescript kind of a caramel creaminess in there. It's a sweet kind of a, maybe it's vanilla, but I really like the forward. And let's try this one En Prise. Yeah, En Prise is definitely one of the better ones here. I'm bummed about Petitgrain and Patchouli with Gambit. That one was not. But what I like from the collection is the forward as my number 1, En Prise as my number 2, Ruy Lopez as my number 3, and Queening as my number 4, Gambit as my number 5. Well, actually, let's say SISSA as my number 5, Gambit as my number 6. And then the rest will be determined later. But really, I think the forward is really a great fragrance. It's kind of warm here in San Francisco today. And this one, I think, will satisfy for me today. It smells fantastic. I really, really love this. I can't wait to wear it, really. I think, in fact, I'm going to take this on vacation with me as I'm leaving after this video to visit family. I haven't visited family. I'm going to take this with me. It's going to be hotter up there than San Francisco is, so I can wear this very liberally and smell really fresh. Now I wish I had a bottle of this because I kind of want to keep the atomizer and the juice inside intact and not used up, because I kept the last discovery set I had received. I did a video with it, obviously, and then I just put it away. It'll be a great collector's item, and then this one will be as well. So maybe I'll save that discovery set collection as is and not take the forward. But for me, the forward is really, really great. I love its simplicity and also the complexity. And again, this collection is launching in September on Mind Games Fragrances website, so you can go there to check them out. But you can use the discount code Sebastian10 now for any Mind Games fragrances to save 10% off of any of the fragrances there. But let me know your thoughts on what you heard today about these fragrances, and do let me know which one sounds great to you. And I'll come back later and do a video on some of my favorites as I go forward. But for me, hands down, the forward is a winner. I think it's because of the weather. It's warm here, and it's a bit muggy. Not necessarily muggy like I'm experienced when it gets really hot everywhere. Here it gets muggy once in a while, and it's like becomes a little sweaty, but still there's a breeze out there. And that fragrance is smelling really, really great. So hands down, the winner for me is the forward. But I'll report back on some of the other fragrances to you guys as I, kind of learn them and things like that. But let me know your thoughts on these fragrances, and do let me know your favorites from the previous collection. And don't forget to take advantage of the discount code to save 10% off of any Mind Games fragrances. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today's video, guys. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.